It is Wednesday, December 3rd in the United States and Canada. Robert Clark is back, and this is What Chaos from the Sports Interaction Studio in Boston, Massachusetts. My name is Dave Bean. I sit beside Pete Blackburn, and across the room, we'll get into that, is Sean DePaz. Hi, Sean. How are you?
I'm chilling, tired, sleepy. Haven't had any coffee yet.
Brother, I've been sleepy all week, and you know what?
Some fresh Java over there.
I don't have to
Want to get some
clean 'em up.
Joe? I got to say, like, the coffee, the Barista of the Year award this season goes to Pete Blackburn.
Yeah.
Devotees of this show know that we had a real state-of-the-art coffee maker that was a bad dog.
It was bad.
It
It was
just-
a horrible dog.
As I described it, it's something that DJ calls a bad dog, and everyone else is like, you need to call animal control because that dog's not just bad. That dog needs to be put down.
That's a wolf that you
needs
found
that
and
has
tried
bit-
to
it's
make
that's
a
bitten
dog.
Several children.
It made a great cup of coffee, and it bit you to the point of bleeding, and all of the rabies shot stores were closed. So, like, it was going to kill one of us at some point. Fortunately,
And also, you got this dog from a very expensive breeder.
yes, exactly. Fortunately, before the dog could do anything worse, it died.
Yes.
So for a while, we did not have a dog, and old Rescue Pete over here adopted, didn't shop,
Yeah.
just got a straight up drip machine, just one of your like $20 things that honestly, coffee machines, I've been in the market for one for a while, and it sucks because you don't know if you're getting a $500 coffee machine. Is it actually going to make a better, more consistent cup than just your plug in, get the filter, dump the water type of shit?
I love that machine. It's so easy. I'm not a coffee snob. Like I like my coffee a little bit shitty. I like it hot, and it makes a big old steaming hot pile of bean juice, and it works for me every time.
Pete's a man's man. He likes his coffee hot.
That's right. Hot.
That was like in Angels
Hot,
in
hot,
the
hot.
Outfield when the guys
Hot
like,
ice.
Can we get you anything? Oh, no. Another good Angels in the Outfield.
That wasn't Angels in the Outfield. That was Rookie of the Year.
That is Rookie of the Year. That's what's his face? Chris Elliott.
No.
I think Chris Elliott is playing the hot ice guy.
No, right? No, it's the guy from Home Alone. Daniel
Oh, you are right. Daniel Stern.
Stern. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Elliott, Daniel Stern have a little bit of kind of crossover appeal. Anyway, they say they're like, we want coffee because they're trying to get the guy to go away. And they say, how do you take it? In cups. And they're like, yeah, in cups.
I'd rather a mug.
What's that?
I'd rather a mug.
I'd rather a mug as well. And boy,
Yeah, who drinks coffee in cup? Oh, I guess they call them coffee cups.
Yeah, I mean, famously, you were on a string of drinking in
That's true.
a cup for a while.
That disregard.
Clock.
Yes.
okay. Good chit chat. We have some built-in chit chat to the show today. It's going to be a very good one. Pete, tell the folks what we'll do today.
Today on the show, let's talk about Sean's mad at us? Oh, or at the U.S. perhaps. Sean, you mad at the U.S.? Or are you mad at us?
I mean, pretty consistently have problems with the
Sean
US.
might be mad at us because of what happened in the Jersey stream last night. So we'll discuss that. If you didn't catch it last night, we had our Jersey stream where we unboxed from our new jerseys from Fanatics that we got each other, mystery jerseys. And Sean got his. He may not have liked it as much as we liked ours. We'll discuss that. We're going to get into some general glazing.
I'd say that's fair. There's just a few
Yeah.
guys we got to like just check the box, like glaze.
Some days we pay
Glaze.
bills. Some days we pay respects.
Yeah, we're going to pay some respects. And I think you know who will be discussed.
I think there's a couple of people that will be discussed. Today in Sharkie, that's going to be a good one because it's been an interesting week for Sharkie and the San Jose Sharks. We have a very important update there. And then finally, after we finished wrapping on yesterday's show, there was a quote that came out from Quentin Tarantino talking about Paul Dano and There Will Be Blood. And
Might as well have added us.
it's crazy. And everything comes up What Chaos all the time. But
We're having a good
there will be
year.
blood just suddenly re-entering like the main line of pop culture. So good. I can't wait to talk about that later in the show. Also, we're going to be talking about popcorn later in the show.
Yes, we have an overdue popcorn conversation to have. It's going to be very good. But let's begin by asking, Sean mad at us? I hope everybody was able to watch the stream last night. We did our second straight year of a Fanatics premium jersey giveaway. Congratulations to Dan, to whom I've yet to reach out. I forgot. Dan, if you're in the chat, shout out. Love you. You're getting your Nemesnikov if you want. You could still change your mind, but I think at this point,
can they? Though? Can he? I feel like you're locking it in with that form.
No, the form says it says like, who would you get, and in parentheses, you can always change this later.
That's cowardly behavior.
Cowardly behavior. I think that we need to put in the form next year. We reserve the right to just do whatever we want with this. If you pick a jersey that we think is cool that we didn't think to get, we might get that jersey ourselves.
We reserve the right to pardon you from your bad jersey choice.
Send him my Peterka and I get the Nemesnikov.
Would you rather have a Vladislav Nemesnikov jersey than a JJ Peterka jersey, Sean?
Quick, Sean, who we play for?
Well, I know now. I Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah.
But no, I probably wouldn't. Although in the context of all of this, it would be way funnier.
Okay.
It would be
well, it was an unbelievable stream. If you did not watch, or if you're new to the show today, hilarious. We did a stream in which the three of us picked jerseys for the other person. So Pete and Sean picked a jersey for me. Sean and I picked a jersey for Pete. Pete and I picked a jersey for Sean. And we did not know what we were getting. We had you guess, and if you guessed correctly, we put your name on a wheel in addition to a rando and a random retweeter. Spun that wheel. It landed on Dan. And Dan will receive the jersey of his choice. I'm always going to have a special place in my heart for the first jersey stream that we did last year. It was a lot of fun, good structure. But last night legitimately felt like reality television. And I was getting texts out the wazoo saying, this is incredible. I texted our guy Seth after and was like, wheels are turning. I don't know if we need to just keep doing this a million times, but we need to do more things like this because I don't know how you all felt, and I'm not just trying to get high on our own supply. I thought we did a cool thing. I had so much fun doing it. I laughed. I loved that we did the kind of behind the scenes taping when we picked the jerseys. Mm-hmm. Sean had the idea to show us watching those videos during the stream. I thought that went over gangbusters. It was so much fun. So thank you to everybody who is involved. The only thing is, Sean mad at us? ? We're going to run through what happened on the stream last night in revealing who we got, and we'll build up to Sean's because Sean, I think, is the most controversial one. Could you play? We'll just go in order of who opened what. I was the opener, no shame in it. Here was me getting mine.
I am tempted to not get him a jersey that he knows that he wants.
So that was the other thing. Like,
good behavior.
So my other one.
Okay.
The player I'm not as attached to, but it is a Tyler Seguin highlighter Stars jersey. He deserves to have one of those jerseys.
Oh, that would rock. Seguin would be funny, but is there a funnier option?
Oh, Ilya Lyubushkin.
Oh my God.
I think we have to get him an Ilya Lyubushkin Stars jersey.
Oh my God.
I think we have to.
Is Ilya Lyubushkin still on the Stars?
Ilya Lyubushkin Stars highlighter jersey.
Is this Binnington?
We did lock in this morning that we have to be genuine and authentic about our feelings when it comes to these jerseys.
We have to be honest about that.
Okay, really 2 jerseys, I will say. Okay.
So what's the one that you say, I like this?
Dylan Holloway.
Okay.
Oh! Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
Great job, boys. That was a lot of fun, and if you didn't see everything that happened last night, that was the beginning of a pattern on which that I eventually detected, and I should have figured it out in that moment. You'll know what I'm talking about when we get to Sean's jersey. Here's Pete opening his jersey. Okay, what about Leo Carlson?
Ooh,
he doesn't own a Ducks jersey. He likes them a lot, and he's got the online relationship.
That's a good
with Leo
because I was
Carlson.
thinking Ducks jersey specifically. I just couldn't attach a specific player, but I do think Pete should have a Ducks jersey.
I'd be thrilled.
And Leo is a good one. I didn't even think of that.
Oh, baby. We got a white Ducks with an A. Leo? It's Leo! Fuck yeah. I'm very excited about it.
It looks so good.
I'm very excited about
That's real good on the set.
You got the best jersey of the three of us. Are we all cool saying that?
Me?
I'm not positive about that. I love those Blues jerseys. Like, I guess when you include the player and the fact that it's got the A, then that probably puts it over the edge. But like, just
take the player and numbers off, like I think the Blues are a better jersey.
I definitely got the most like wholesome jersey because it's just a
cool
guy that I
dot,
like
and a jersey you like.
Yeah.
All right. Now here's where things got a little dicey. This is Sean opening his jersey.
Like I don't know that I'm in a great place with JJ Peterka, so like I don't know that I necessarily want
So I would make
JJ
it a little
Mammoth jersey.
JJ Peterka Mammoth jersey checks multiple boxes because he loves the Utah Mammoth. He loves that jersey. We don't have one of those jerseys yet. And JJ Peterka was his favorite Buffalo Sabre. So getting him that for a Mammoth would kind of be a bittersweet tug of the emotions for him.
Jesus fucking God damn it. You fucking rats.
First of all, calling
fucking
someone a
rats.
rat in a non like they're a rat kind of way. Like Tim Heidecker does that a lot. Like anyone who disagrees with him on something, he just calls a rat.
Yeah, a rat. I call my cat a rat or a rat bastard quite often.
That's so good. Now, when I say there was a pattern that should have been detected by me, and I feel like I let people down, I don't mean to throw you under the bus, Pete, but you definitely had a more focused strategy in this project than certainly I did. I don't know about Sean, but like you went in there aiming to get work done. Is that correct?
I don't necessarily think that. I was just thinking of like what's I guess for both of you, I was thinking what's a player that can both be a pro and a con. Like Dylan Holloway to you is obviously somebody that you like and enjoy, but also doesn't hold the strongest positive feelings for anymore. And when we opened it up to kind of choose the other person's jersey, we did discuss the idea like, well, do we fuck with the person? And I thought this was a fun way of fucking with both of you.
Yeah, the way that
while also getting a jersey that you would still wear and enjoy.
The way that you did it was, in each of our cases, a player we loved from one of our teams that is not on the team anymore.
Correct, yes.
Sean, I genuinely am happy I got a Dylan Holloway jersey. I think that jersey is gorgeous. I love an 81 jersey. You know I like a number in the 80s. You did seem disappointed. Maybe that we got you a guy that was formerly your favorite player on another team, but also you seemed upset with the predictability aspect of it.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That part was the most disappointing part, I'd say.
I did not think, though, in that moment, like, oh, this will be too predictable.
I had that feeling sneaking in during the stream where it was like, oh, shit, like, these first two reveals have been so fun, and like 7 total people between the two of us guessed what jersey we got correctly. And then when Peterka came out, it was like we're adding 100 names to the wheel because everybody knew that Sean was going to get JJ Peterka. So that's where my disappointment was. Like, I'm still like, whether or not you're excited, I'm excited that you have a JJ Peterka Mammoth jersey. So like, I don't care about your feelings, Sean.
That's
fucking
fair.
take your
yeah,
jersey.
I mean, you were getting me the jersey, so it was ultimately up to you. But
I also do understand the disappointment. Like, if you got me a Brad Marchand Panthers jersey, I'd be like, fuck. But that's also because I hate the Panthers jerseys. Like, if it was the Winter Classic jersey,
Yeah.
I'd be pretty excited
fair.
about it.
There's also an aspect of it where it's like the Leo one, I guess not as much, but like I can't imagine that you would have gone to buy yourself a Dylan Holloway jersey, DJ, and like I never would have bought a JJ Peterka jersey, but like I would have bought myself a Utah Mammoth jersey. So there was definitely a part of me that was like, it would have been cool to get something that I wouldn't have gotten myself, but like I'm not upset. It's a free jersey. I can't be mad about that. And in a vacuum, it is a good jersey. But I do feel like ultimately the jersey that I got was the least interesting of the 3.
Okay. This is where I am maybe dipping into some bad behavior. I was thinking this morning about being like, do we buy Sean an I'm sorry jersey?
No.
I
game we
need
play.
someone to say
The game
no.
is the game.
Yeah, right. Like, it's not a fun game, and like you take away the stakes if you say, Yeah, sorry, we kind of did you dirty.
I will say also, I was the one that didn't want us to do that. Like prior, when we were deciding whether or not we could mess with people, I was the one saying that we shouldn't do that.
What, messing with people?
Yeah, and then ultimately I was the one that got messed with.
You showed weakness.
He got
and
messed with
saw
too.
it.
Yeah, but he got a good jersey.
Yeah. At
And
least
it's a
you didn't
player
get
And
doesn't
I'm
hate.
also not. I don't act like this is any sort of virtue for me. It's just a statement of fact. I am less of a hater than you,
Yes.
and I'm a lot less kind of categorical in my fandom.
And-
where like when you say like you would never wear
Yes.
a Senators jersey or something, like I've worn a Canadians t-shirt before, and I've been like, this is
You
kind of fun
famously
shirt.
bought 2 Canadians jerseys last year.
I mean, that was actually,
Yes.
we said that specifically. It was cut out of the edit, but like specifically, there's a point in mine and Pete's discussion about your jersey where we said that you are not like Pete and I, where we've said like we won't wear specific jerseys. Like you are.
I'm a pushover. You two have principles. I do not.
I guess that's one way. to put it.
At least you didn't get an Ilya Lyubushkin jersey because we tried. We
That
tried,
would
my
have been
friend.
that would have been seriously very tough.
Yeah, we
would've been awesome.
legitimately tried to get an Ilya Lyubushkin jersey, and they were like, "We can't make these." So you did not get an Ilya
Lyubushkin
Lyubushkin.
has too big a
Also-
track record with not wearing his jersey, so we don't make them.
Also, kind of lucky that you did not get a Tyler Seguin jersey as
I know.
recommended by Sean, because you would have faced some allegations had you got a Tyler Seguin jersey,
Voodoo
and then he
jersey.
immediately got injured. Tyler Seguin ACL injury is out for the remainder of the season. That guy just like had worst luck.
So this
Worst
sucks,
luck.
and this is a million years old, and no one's going to care about this. But I believe when Tyler Seguin was either a rookie or his second year, Joe McDonald, then of ESPN, reported Seguin has a hip condition that's going to be a problem throughout his career. And he got so much shit for it because nobody else knew about it. Nobody else was reporting it. And he caught so much shit for it. And he was like, sorry, I'm a reporter. I learned this thing. I know this thing. He's going to have some injury issues over the course of his career. Doesn't mean he's not going to be a great player, but like this is something that might affect him over the course of his career. I know that this is an ACL, but Sagan's injury issues over the years have fucking broken my heart.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks so bad. So hopefully this is not the end for Tyler Seguin. Hopefully can work his way back, but just sucks to see a guy head back to long-term injured reserve after kind of working his way out of that place for a long time.
And there's always a thing of when he comes back, you're like, all right, now we can be good, because he's also just like an unbelievable athlete. So even if something's recurring and even if things keep popping up, you're like, at some point, they're going to be healthy for a long stretch. And it's so weird. I feel ancient to say that Tyler Seguin's getting up there in age, but that's just the fact of the matter. I hope he comes back. I hope he keeps going, because really, like, that guy, his first couple of years in Dallas was on Hall of Fame watch.
Yeah.
Bummer. All in all, Jersey Stream, a success.
Yeah.
Thank you to Seth. Thank you to Fanatics. It was great. Thank you to everybody who participated. Sean, could you give me a couple of super chats as long as they're appropriate? Even if they're not, whatever. Let's have fun. Eric Ripperson says, the love of your life wants us to mention soy milk. I don't know why. Look, if there's one thing we do, it's we mention what love of your life wants, even if we don't know if it's a good thing.
If there's one thing we don't do is ask questions about what the love of your life wants.
Young Gritty says, couldn't stay up. Is Carter Hart's body still mid? ? I almost sent a tweet last night that I was like, people are going to yell at me for this.
Was it about Carter Hart?
In
Because-
overtime, I was going to be like, this is the guy who sucked in the AHL. He was fucking unbelievable. But I was like, yeah, you know what? We don't need to be doing Carter Hart glazing right now.
Well,
I don't need to
ESPN didn't get that memo.
So there's a problem. And let's hit that quickly. Carter Hart made his return to the NHL last year after 2 years off. Last night, I'm sorry. There's a lot of like, why? What happened? We know what fucking happened. He was released from, the Flyers let his contract expire because he was on trial for fucking sexual assault. Big deal. Big scandal. Awful thing. Whether he was found guilty or not guilty, which obviously he was found not guilty, but we can say categorically an awful thing.
Yes.
And an awful period of time for the hockey community. Somebody sued an organization saying they were sexually assaulted. 5 young men went on trial. things became public that were not previously public. It was a mess, and caught up in it was obviously a community in Canada, but also just like an entire community of hockey fans who were all over the place in how upset they were for various reasons. So we can say whether they were found guilty or not, this was a bad, horrible, harrowing thing.
For a lot of people.
For a lot of people. And I don't want to get on ESPN too bad because I think that the glazing they did of Carter Hart was, or let me see, I don't think they glazed him as hard as everyone thought, but I do think they put
were
way too much.
Yeah.
They were very heavy-handed in the triumph element to this.
There was a lot of Carter Hart.
Yeah,
a lot
like
of saying his full name.
There was a lot of
threw me off.
Like the energy of it was like if you had no idea what had happened, you just tune into this game, went in blind, you'd be like, did this guy beat cancer or something? He's back.
Yeah.
Like that's what the energy was behind the way that they were talking about it.
There was way too much triumph energy there.
Yeah.
And obviously, if he and these guys were wrongfully accused and then found innocent and everything, obviously, if they were wrongfully accused, you would feel for someone going through that experience.
Right.
You would. I still don't think, though, you would be so sure that all is well that you make it a 100%. Like I said, the triumph part of it is icky because I would hope that these players would still be like, this was fucking horrible, and I'm not out here taking victory laps over it.
Right. Like, I mean, whether or not, like, falsely accused, all that, like, innocent, not guilty, whatever, like, there were still choices that were made that put people in bad spots. And you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, yeah.
There's definitely elements to that where, like, you don't need to 100% celebrate the return. And then, like, a lot of the energy last night was a celebration, and it did not need to come off that way.
Yeah.
That was my problem with it.
Yes. Yeah, the two words.
And it was just like, it was incessant. It was happening the entire fucking game. He looked really, really good at points. And you can call that out. You don't have to ignore it. Like the end of that game was unbelievable. And he made a number of massive saves. Huge part in the win for the Golden Knights.
Also,
it was just weird that he was like the only guy that they were fucking focusing on.
Yeah, and look, he was incredible in overtime.
Right.
He's a professional athlete. He's a good hockey player, so he's going to have good moments.
It's not the energy you were bringing yesterday.
So, oh yeah, going into it, I was like,
this guy sucks.
No, I was saying sports interaction, Blackhawks over 2.5 goals, which
Cash.
Yeah,
thanks to Carter Hart, by the way, because
yeah, I know,
you
gave
could
one
talk
away
about how good he was in overtime. They don't get there if he wasn't a complete fucking asshole.
You know what though? I saw that. That was the second goal the Blackhawks scored, and I said, oh no. I don't know. I'm going to share some personal stuff about me. I root for a goalie who sometimes has some bad moments.
And then shuts that shit down.
Here's the thing. I was like, I needed that to be the third goal he allowed because he's about to be, or there's a very high chance he's going to get his act together real quick.
Yeah.
And he allowed one more goal, but it was an insane goal to Connor Bedard.
Connor Bedard,
we
by the
will
way.
glaze
Yeah.
in a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, after that giveaway, I was like, he might shut that shit down, which he did in overtime. Blackhawks were kind of playing with their food in overtime, but that overtime was breathtaking.
It was. I mean, the whole end of that game was, the third period and overtime was unbelievable.
And I should know, like, it wasn't just Carter Hart putting on a show.
No.
Carter Hart and Spencer Knight both put on a show, and they were neither of them were the most impressive player on the ice last night.
I think you said it yesterday, like the Blackhawks have transitioned into kind of must-see TV territory, watching every one of those games.
But I think we've both been there for a while.
Yeah, but like mainly to kind of see what's happening. I think that they actually have two guys that make them must-see TV now. Like in the sense like you know what you're tuning in for. You're tuning in for Connor Bedard and you're tuning in for Spencer Knight.
Yeah.
And then the pieces around them can be fun at points, but like you're watching for those two guys.
Metal Stoofs does ask an important question with the whole Carter Hart situation, which is how does his return to the NHL affect Nathan MacKinnon's Hart
Well,
chances?
it doesn't yet because Nathan MacKinnon still went off last night again.
That boy. has been going stupid. Shout out Avalanche fans. Let's do today in Avalanche fans. Someone posted, when was the last time 2 players from the same team were front running for Hart? I'll say to Avalanche fans, even your guys have done that before. Like last year. Obviously, everybody was like, there's a team that has like arguably the 2 best players in the league, so maybe them. But like, there's a team called the Avalanche that has arguably the 2 best players in the league. So like, you guys have done that too.
Yeah, it was a stupid,
Butchie went Makar over.
Stupid question. It was a stupid question.
It was a dumb question. And then they doubled down. Like, if you looked in the responses, it was a bunch of people being like, the Edmonton Oilers every single year, and they were like, well, they don't, not at the same time. Like, and I'm like, what?
Was it you or Pete that noted, like, actually, no, it is true that it's not the Edmonton Oilers every year because those guys switch off winning.
Yeah, they literally alternate winning the MVP award.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And plus, you got to mention, the Boston Bruins have David Pastrnak and Morgan Geekie as well. So
yes, that needs to be in there big time. Another thing with the broadcast, and a little lighter, which is nice, is that Kevin Weeks kept saying Levshunov instead of Levshunov.
Yeah.
And that's one of those mispronunciations where, like, that better be right. Because it's possible that we're all saying it wrong and he's doing the thing. I used to be very annoying with that. If I knew a correct pronunciation of a name.
You were very annoying about pronunciations.
Yeah,
no
first
way.
time for everything. I would lean into it and I would say the name as often as I could so someone could be like, is it really pronounced that way? Glad you asked. Yes. So I texted you last night. I was like, it better be pronounced Levshunov. And then this morning you brought up, you were like, and then there was the thing with Adam Foote last week. Cigarettes and cashews.
Yeah, just a lot of shoe emphasis.
So I looked up whether it could be a regional thing. Adam Foote from Toronto, Ontario. Kevin Weeks from Toronto, Ontario. Does Toronto have a foot fetish?
Ooh.
A lot of hitting that shoe really hard.
Quentin Tarantino, Toronto, shaking them hands.
All making sense.
Yes, it is all coming together. Now, let's glaze Connor Bedard. God, let's glaze Connor Bedard.
Let's
blaze with Connor Bedard. I'll say I would not want to smoke weed with Connor Bedard because I wouldn't want Connor Bedard to smoke weed with me.
Disagree.
Yeah, strong disagree.
Strong disagree
that
there.
Motherfucker it seems like a prime.
Let's open up
get
that
high
brain.
and let's just start naming
Yes.
basketball players from the late 2010s.
No,
on a team trip, like on like the Detroit Red Wings trip that we did, where we just got fucking stoned and watched Taskmaster. That would
Bedard in that mix.
Get Bedard in that mix, and we were just talking about like early 2000s, mid 2000s NBA players.
Yeah,
and that conversation is going on for 4 hours.
So again, my concern though is not with how he would behave, and not that I'm the worst. When I'm stoned, I'm usually kind of chilled out. Although I had a panic attack last time.
Yep.
I smoked weed. It was
Glad you brought it up.
But typically, I'm just like putting on Donny Hathaway and being like, here's the trick. He's got the best voice in the world. Don't even listen to his voice. Listen to his playing right now. That guy on an electric piano is incredible. I don't know if Connor Bedard would want that. So that's why I say I don't want to smoke weed with Connor Bedard, because I've already given Connor Bedard a kind of ridiculous experience. Mm-hmm. I just want him to have a good time. And I also want him to come back on our show. So I don't know if me like playing the Eagles for him would endear him to us. So Taskmaster, I'll tell you what,
you're out of this blunt rotation.
No,
but Connor Bedard's in.
He would not be wanting to do Taskmaster with you two. I'll say that.
Why?
He doesn't want to sit around watching. He wants to talk about NBA players.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I said we would just be talking about NBA players, not Taskmaster. We would shift the vibe for Bedard if he was joining the blunt rotation.
You've got to curate the scene for him. He curated a scene for me last night, which was I like watching cool hockey players do cool shit. Everybody was freaking out about. So he had two big moments. He had a very sick goal in regulation, and then he had a goal in overtime in the shootout. Sean, could you play the shootout goal for me? Because I have an important question.
And he make it continue. Bedard on Hart. What a move! What a goal!
Can I ask your question for you, or can I try to guess your question?
Yeah.
Is it illegal because you dragged it backwards? The puck's not moving forward at all times?
Rule cool. Fuck that.
All
no.
right, nice. Good. I was going to say fuck off.
My question is a statement, which is I think that might be the best shootout goal ever.
Ooh,
That's the sickest. That might be the sickest shootout goal I've ever seen.
shit. I'm forgetting.
Well, like Forsberg and stuff.
No, who is the USA women's player who absolutely fucking demolished the Canadian goaltender? Shit. She's like one of the more famous ones from like the last 10 years. She was the one who always came up with the big goals. Come on, Chad, bail me out here.
Oh, Lamoureux?
Yeah, Jocelyn.
Lamoureux Davidson.
Yes, yeah.
Jocelyn Lamoureux Davidson. Yep.
She fucking absolutely demolished the Canadian goaltender on a winning shootout goal, and it was just like, I think that was the best shootout goal I've ever seen.
I'm not saying that it definitely is, but this for me, watching that live, I thought this could be the best shootout goal I've ever seen. Incredible.
Chat says that was a dunk. Connor Bedard, famously big basketball fan. That shootout goal was as close to a dunk as you'll find.
Yes, good way of putting it. Unbelievable. So that's wonderful. Another young player that we need to discuss is Jesper Wallstedt.
You watched the Jocelyn Lamoureux one? Can we throw that up?
I'll get it in a
Because
second.
I still
Give it
think
to
that
us.
one's a little bit more emphatic than what Bedard did to Hart, but both of them are kind of in the same realm.
Yeah, give me a moment.
Yeah, it was. And apologies to Jocelyn Lamoureux, American hero, for forgetting her name. Apologies.
Far be it from Pete to...
Chad is saying I failed the name a woman challenge.
It happens.
It does.
Shouldn't happen that often.
Yeah, that one.
Name a man you trust.
I think that one still holds up as the number one for me.
Yes, very, very good. But damn, what can be said about Bedard while we wait for
I would
John
say what can be said about Bedard is I do think that he is entering the territory that very few players hold, where they're on one-man takeover watch. Like we've talked about it with McDavid, we've talked about it with McKinnon. I think Bedard is entering into that territory where he's now done it basically 2 games in a row, where he's just the guy who, if he decides that the game is not going the way that he likes, he will single-handedly change it himself.
The Olympics don't play around.
Oh, yes.
We can't show Olympic highlights.
Oh, fuck, that's right.
Good catch. Very smart, Sean. Okay.
Look
Just
up
look
the
it up, though.
Jocelyn
It's
Lamoureux.
sick. It was,
Yeah.
It's very, very good. Also, I was 2 years late on where Bedard is, or 2 years early, unfortunately, on where Bedard is now. I thought that by the end of his first year, he would be where he is right now, which is ridiculous and stupid. So, once again, ridiculous and stupid boy over here. But he is in that. I thought that he would be in the second tier, which I don't know if you call the second tier everybody after McDavid, but I think of like the first tier as like McDavid, McKinnon for forwards, McDavid, McKinnon, Draisaitl. And there are some guys you could throw up in there, like Kucherov probably should be in there. Rantanen sometimes can be in there. But that second tier where I would say like just like below McKinnon, but not necessarily below anybody else on any given night, I think he's like getting to that tier.
Same with
Which
Sellers.
isn't saying like he's the third best player in the league, but I'm saying like
Right.
sometimes he is.
Yeah, like same with Celebrini too.
Yes.
I think that Bedard, the bigger point is that Bedard just skipped that second tier. He went from whatever you want to call the third tier, the C tier.
Gauthier did the same thing.
I think Gauthier skipped.
yeah,
like,
Gauthier, I would say, like,
Gauthier
isn't-
skipped like 3 tiers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Bedard straight up went from like a C-ish level tier takeover to an A tier takeover player.
He's incredible. The other young player that we should shout out is Jesper Wallstedt. And he's been incredible. He's been in the news a lot because he's been on a prolific run for the Wild, and it continued last night with a 1-0 shutout win over the team that could have drafted him. Yes, this has been in the news. Shout out Tyler Yaremchuk. Did you see his tweet yesterday?
No.
It was like, I can't find it, but I saw something earlier today that said the Oilers actually could have drafted Jesper Wallstedt.
Sarcasm?
Is that, yes, because it's all anybody talks about. They're like, oh, well, they could have a lot of teams could have taken him. He went 20th overall. I looked at the 2021 draft to be like, all right, who fucked this up? Or who else fucked this up? kind of weird. 2021 draft kind of banged. And that was the draft with Owen Power and Matty Beniers where everyone was like, there's not a top pick in this draft. The guys at the top ended up being like meh to very good.
Still waiting.
Yeah. Kind of jury's still out. But a lot of those picks after that, a lot of good players. But anyway, Wallstedt has been amazing. Was very good last night. In his last 6 games, all of which are wins, he has a .977 save percentage, which is
absurd.
Bonkers. There's only one goalie in the league hotter than him right now.
Who's that?
Sean? Hottest goalie in the league right now?
Spencer Knight?
Stuart Skinner.
Oh, my God.
.980 save percentage over his last 2 games. Just saying.
Yeah,
I say it with sarcasm, but it is true.
Where'd that take him in the last one?
1 goal allowed in the last 2 games. Very good. Wallstedt's been amazing, and I want to talk about him because Jesse Granger mentioned on a podcast clip I saw that Wallstedt needs to be in the conversation with Bedard and with Celebrini as like everyone's talking about, ooh, it's the new age and all these young guys are taking over. It's very easy to leave goalies out of it, but he is in that group. I know it's only been a 6-game sample and he wasn't very good before then, but what he's doing right now, not sustainable, obviously, but he looks like he's going to be one of the best goalies in the league.
I agree, yeah. I mean, it's not sustainable in the sense that he's not going to have a .970 save percentage, but I think it's sustainable that he can just be an absolute monster. He's like one of those Tuukka Rask type where he's not making these like crazy, athletic, sprawling, diving saves all the time, where like you're like, that's probably not sustainable. He's just on a fucking weird heater right now. He's so fundamentally sound and positionally sound that it barely looks like he's expending energy half the time, which is what you want to see, I think, from your franchise goaltender.
He is an absolute stud. Another thing that ties into this young player conversation is Darren Drager regarding Kiefer Sherwood mentioned the Sharks, and that made me say, huh. And he said, he kind of said it in passing, but he said the Sharks are going to have that financial wherewithal. So they could trade for him. He's typically the kind of guy they trade, but they could trade for him. They could sign him. They've got the dough. And it got my wheels turning. Which fringe teams, if any, do you want to buy? Because the Sharks are currently the top wild card team in the Western Conference. The Blackhawks are currently 1 spot out of a wild card spot. The Islanders are in the mix. Dare I say the Bruins are in the mix? There's a lot of teams that I think people expected to be like meh to bad that can take that next step right now if they want. And it's further complicated by the fact that all these teams we thought should be not quite tanking, but pretty satisfied if they ended up with a high draft pick, because this draft has 2 unbelievable prospects in Gavin McKenna and Keaton Verhoff.
When you say buy, do you mean like rent? Straight up rent? Or
But yeah, just get like add versus subtract at the deadline.
I mean, I think that you're going to see a lot of teams, fringe or not, try to add at the deadline because of the free agent class. Free agent class stinks. So if you're trying to get better over the next year, you're probably not banking on free agency.
Yeah. And how much do you want to bank on the small chance of winning the lottery to forego? So like,
and how many teams are going to be sellers because they want to maximize their chances at the lottery?
What makes this good is we've said for like years now, teams are not going to trade their 2026 first round picks. Very interesting side note is that the Blackhawks have the Panthers' unprotected 2026 first round pick. And I'm not saying the Panthers are going to end up winning the lottery for the Blackhawks, but there's a higher chance of that happening than we ever thought could have happened because they keep taking blow after blow after blow.
They're last place in the Eastern Conference.
This is going to be a way more interesting lottery situation than we thought. And that's even with teams saying, no, we're holding on to our picks.
A team winning the Stanley Cup back-to-back years, being in the Stanley Cup final 3 straight years, and then winning the draft lottery for another team on that 4th year would be unbelievable.
That's like Boston Celtics type stuff from like back in the day when there was like, I don't know, 3 NBA teams and everybody was white, where they'd be like, the Celtics had won 5 in a row. The next year, with the 2nd overall pick, they drafted whatever. And you're like, what? Yeah. What was going on in the NBA? Damn, if I mean, I'd be very happy to see Chicago get Gavin McKenna or Keaton Verhoff, obviously. But it does set up the Blackhawks if they want to be a team that does add. Because
I want to see Kiefer Sherwood on the Blackhawks.
not moving the Panthers pick. It's so weird to say not moving the Panthers pick. But like, I don't know, like move your second round pick. Move shit like that.
I mean, they've been building and stockpiling young players for quite some time. Now I think is when you can start making those moves to get better now.
I'll say regarding the Sharks and Kiefer Sherwood, that would be a lot of fun. I think it'd be cool for vibes. But they kind of already have that with Barclay Goodrow.
Yeah,
not that they're the same player,
definitely
but
not the
like
same player.
they're the kind of like sandpapery type guy.
I don't know if I want. I don't know if I want to mix the vibes of Kiefer Sherwood, who is the most serious man in hocky, on a team that
Is
just
he
doesn't.
that serious?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I guess I
Like,
didn't know his vibe.
he is just he's just a businessman, super business-like. So
Blackhawks have 3 second-round picks, by the way. They have theirs, Toronto's, and the Islanders.
Welcome to Chicago, Kiefer Sherwood, Victor Arvidsson, and
Gavin McKenna.
the remaining months of Brandon Carlo's contract. No, yeah, and Gavin McKenna. That'd be amazing. Someone said, what about Sherwood to Anaheim? Yes.
sure, yeah,
I would love that.
sure would.
But it's the deadline and the draft this year are going to be way more interesting than I expected. I already thought the draft was going to be super amazing and super fascinating, but it is in a way that I didn't expect. Like, I did not think that the Panthers pick was going to be coming into play here, and it might be.
Yeah, that's fascinating. We talked a lot about fallow year. We did not talk about draft lottery year.
Yes. Let's discuss this week in Sharkie, if we want, because on Monday the Sharks hung a banner for Sharkie, the 2025 NHL Mascot of the Year. Now I know what you're thinking. Is the Sharks that just hang banners, whether they're right or wrong?
Yeah, that is correct.
Have we checked that Sharkie was the NHL Mascot of the Year?
I have checked.
Okay.
Sharkie was indeed named NHL Mascot of the Year this year. Sharkie was also inducted into the Mascot Hall of Fame this year, which I did not know that existed.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
The Mascot Hall of Fame exists, and Sharkie is only the 3rd NHL mascot, and I would say potentially even the 2nd
Yeah.
NHL mascot.
One of them is Youppi?
One of them is Youppi, who is not a original NHL mascot.
He's an adopted mascot.
NHL mascot. So big week for Sharkie. Do we have the clip of Sharkie getting snubbed when he was honored? Sharkie was snubbed. He dropped the opening ceremonial puck at a game earlier this week. He was wearing a suit and tie because of his induction. Tried to shake Mikhail Sergachev's hand and was completely snubbed. And Sergachev was booed straight to hell by the home crowd. Great behavior by the Sharks fans there.
Sharkie in a suit might be my next tattoo. I'm so mad that I already have a dog in a suit. Sharkie in a suit is an incredible aesthetic.
A mascot wearing a suit when like it's his night is so fucking funny.
Great behavior, Sharks.
So funny.
Easily the most harmless moment of Sharkie being on the Jumbotron this year.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely true.
The dancing was appropriate last
Well,
night.
at the very least, not the most harmful.
What's
I
that?
said at the very least, not the most harmful.
Exactly. What's this quote? Each mascot inducted has demonstrated excellence in character.
Yeah, in case you were wondering what requirements are needed to get into the Mascot Hall of Fame, this is the description from the Sharks website discussing Sharkie's induction. Quote, each mascot inducted has demonstrated excellence in character, performance, community impact, and fun core values that define the mission of the Mascot Hall of Fame. Their unique personalities and consistent engagement have made them cultural icons in their cities and beyond, which very funny considering that Sharkie is the only mascot in the NHL this year who has kind of had controversial political takes.
Yes.
Just dancing during deportations.
I'm seeing from the chat that the Sharks fans booed Sergachev every time he had the puck that game.
No fucking way. That is the best.
That rocks.
Sharks fans are the best.
That is the best. Somebody's asked who the other NHL mascot was. The other one is Tommy Hawk.
That's Tommy.
Tommy's a legend.
Does not belong in there though for the what is it? Community engagement. And,
I mean, he
core
doesn't say
values.
engage
Tommy
in a
Hawk
positive
famously
way.
does engage the community.
Yeah. Doesn't
Just
say-
maybe not in the ways that you would hope. He beats the shit out of Blackhawks fans.
All right, so character and core values.
No,
I would
character
say
is just playing a character. It's not having character in the
It's a
positive
prank.
sense. Yes.
he tried to kill all the fans as a prank.
That was the best. That's one of my favorite videos. Tommy Hawk just absolutely laying the smackdown in the concourse.
You said that you had a surprise for me in this.
I do. This is not the only Sharks news this week. Michael Misa is getting ready to return to action. He's been injured. He has a lower body injury, has not played since November 1st. But Shang Pang released this tweet yesterday. I like the idea of just saying that somebody released a tweet.
They put out a statement.
Release your tweets, bro.
Saying that the San Jose Sharks are considering a conditioning stint for Michael Misa this week. We will find out more about that today. The San Jose Barracuda have a big weekend coming up. They've got 2 games against the Tucson Roadrunners this weekend. Do you know what Saturday is?
Saturday is December
6th. Happens to be teddy bear toss night for the San Jose Barracuda.
Oh my God!
So we are on the precipice of Michael Misa on an AHL conditioning stint in which he plays during the San Jose Barracuda's teddy bear toss night this weekend. If you are unaware of why this is big news, Michael Misa is the same player who in the OHL last year was suspended for 1 game because he was firing teddy bears back into the crowd during teddy bear toss night while he played for the Saginaw Spirit. So this is the most unbelievable development that we have had this season in the NHL.
That is huge. We need to be there.
Not to rain on the parade, but the only negative is that he's on the home team in this one.
Don't care.
I agree. I like if he's a cool dude, he'll start launching those motherfuckers. Maybe not over the glass, but at the glass. He'll have some fun with it. It's just gonna be calling to him like the Green Goblin math. That's for damn sure.
I don't want to incite any poor behavior, but if I were there, I would be at risk of being banned from AHL arenas forever because at every whistle I would throw a teddy bear on the ice just to see what happens.
I think that's unbelievable behavior. This is an absolutely stunning development. I've never rooted for a player to hit a conditioning stint in the AHL more than I am this week for Michael Misa.
The best part about this is he can do it again. And you know what I mean. He can do it again because if he gets suspended in the AHL, who cares? Conditioning stint over, baby.
I don't know if that's how
He
it
can
works.
do that in the NFO. Yeah, it does not translate. Yeah,
They don't carry over. That's crazy.
Not to my knowledge, the Bruins demoted Zach Ronaldo when he was suspended in the NHL, and he played, and then he got suspended in the AHL, I believe, if memory serves.
I do remember that being the case. Yes, you're right.
Damn, I want to be there.
That is so unbelievably just stars aligning.
Where is this? This is for the Barracuda?
San Jose Barracuda, yeah.
In San Jose.
Yep.
We have some proxies we could send.
True, yes. Yeah, we could have boots on the ground.
The guys from Smash Mouth, they're a San Jose band. Not all of them. They're partially a Heaven band.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They also like I think now like a swamp band.
What?
They hang out with Shrek all the time. They're
Oh,
Shrek
true.
band.
Let me see. Let me check this. How did this poor guy die? Steve?
Wait, is the lead singer the one who died?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Steve Hartwell.
I think it was like alcohol.
That was liver failure.
Yeah.
Because I had an idea to like
I remember those late stage videos of him like performing, and they were really sad.
horrible. I had an idea a couple of years ago when we were at the All-Star game of doing some like bad content, you know, like where everyone's done it before, but like kind of like a social team content thing. I was going to do something that was like, hey, now these guys are all All-Stars, but how many of them know that Smash Mouth lead singer Steve Hartwell unfortunately died last year? And then just ask all of them, and just like a super cut of them being like, oh, fuck, I didn't know.
One-way trip to viral town, brother.
That absolutely would go
Can't
viral.
believe you turned that one down. It would absolutely go viral in 2025. I don't know if it would go viral back when you were planning on doing it.
True.
Not related to anything, but just reminded me. Did you know that it's illegal to sell alcohol en masse on Thanksgiving?
It's illegal to sell alcohol.
It's illegal to sell alcohol in Massachusetts on Thanksgiving. Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Texas. It's all illegal on Thanksgiving.
How the fuck did you land there?
Because you were talking about a viral video, and I got it from, what's the name of the local reporter dude that's always...
Matt Shearer?
Yeah, he did a
Legend.
video about that I saw right before Thanksgiving, and that reminded me of it. But yeah, that's...
The
crazy.
alcohol thing that was on my mind during Thanksgiving came from like a Barstool show. They're talking about like the South
They
apparently
don't drink in the South?
like not only don't drink during Thanksgiving, but like are offended.
They look down on it, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the idea of having
That's insane.
alcohol when you're about to say grace or whatever they were talking about.
Gotta draw the line somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
Good for those guys.
The South.
Famously, they don't drink alcohol in church.
And famously, the South, always the morally superior.
That's right.
Okay, something big happened this week, which was that a podcast was released. Quentin Tarantino on the Bret Easton Ellis podcast discussing his top 20 movies of the 21st century. And if you know anything about this show, please know that we are a huge There Will Be Blood podcast. Somewhere back there from Sir Collect-A-Lot, we have a toy that he made for me because I'm an oil man and I've heavily injected There Will Be Blood and Daniel Plainview stuff, thank you very much, into my Oilers fandom. You see right there. It's Daniel Plainview as an Oilers fan. He's got hockey gloves on. It's incredible. Shout out Miles and shout out Sir Collect-A-Lot. We watch it every year. The show does a watch along. The run by, is it Jesse? Sean?
Yeah.
Jesse on the Discord. So like we are huge There Will Be Blood people. It's one of the great movies, probably my favorite movie, and I think we all agree maybe the best individual performance you've ever seen.
Ever.
Right?
Best
Daniel
acting,
Day-Lewis?
best acting performance I have ever seen.
It's certainly up there. That's for damn sure.
So if you don't know about There Will Be Blood, maybe some of this will be confusing, but we'll fill it in best we can. Here is Quentin Tarantino on this podcast, which is behind a Patreon paywall, so we don't have the audio, but he says of There Will Be Blood, let's see. I have the whole quote, which kind of stinks, but he says that he would have had this one or two. Yes, There Will Be Blood would stand a good chance at being number one or two on my list if it didn't have a big giant flaw in it, and the flaw is Paul Dano. Obviously, it's supposed to be a two-hander, but it's also drastically obvious that it's not a two-hander. He's weak sauce, man. He is the weak sister. Austin Butler would have been wonderful in that role. He's just Dano. Such a weak, uninteresting guy. The weakest fucking actor in SAG.
Go look at some feet pictures, you fucking loser.
It's outrageous. I'm a huge Quentin Tarantino guy, and
I'm a huge Quentin Tarantino's movies guy. I'm not a Quentin
fair. That's a
Tarantino
good
guy.
way of putting it. I also I think that Quentin Tarantino is a showman, and I think that he is extremely interesting. If he's doing podcasts like with somebody I like, I'm probably listening to that shit because he is just a fascinating human being. But it does bring my heart warmth to see how many people have come out in support of Paul Dano over the past couple of days. And it has brought warmth to my heart that like in 2025, when you can put out like any fucking take that makes no sense and that nobody should agree with, that you will have your pocketed the internet that will be like, hell yeah, brother, I ride with this take. Nobody is fucking riding with this take, and nobody should ride with this take because Paul Dano was incredible in There Will Be Blood. And I would say like his performance in There Will Be Blood would stack up against basically any other acting performance if it weren't opposing maybe the best acting performance ever from Daniel Day-Lewis. Paul Dano was awesome for that role, and should be noted, he was not intended to play that role. He was like a last-second replacement because the original 3 days before.
Paul Dano had 3 days. He was playing the character Paul, and he had 3 days to prepare for the role of Eli because the original Eli actor was very intimidated by Daniel Day-Lewis.
Which is hilarious because Tarantino's basically saying that like Paul Dano was too much of a pussy to handle and play this role, which like the original actor quit because he couldn't handle the role, and Paul Dano was like, "I'll do this shit on 3 days' notice and kill it."
You mentioned something there that I want to hit on, but first I'll say I think that we're all very qualified to have this conversation because we've seen this movie a million times. I also feel qualified to have this conversation because I am not an enormous Paul Dano fan, and my biggest issue with him throughout his career is that he gave a performance unlike many I have seen. He was incredible in There Will Be Blood, almost matching Daniel Day-Lewis, which seems impossible. And then in everything else, there's like Prisoners, I thought he was really good.
He's awesome in Prisoners.
But there's a lot of moments where I'm like, yeah, he's just kind of fine. So I understand saying like, Paul Dano is just kind of fine. But if you work There Will Be Blood into that conversation, you are wrong. And I think that a lot of people, you said everyone's come out in support of Paul Dano. Here's the thing with Quentin Tarantino. I think he's a brilliant filmmaker. I was going to say we all think he's a brilliant filmmaker. I know the three of us think that, but a lot of people think he's not, but whatever. Like even Quentin Tarantino's biggest fans, I think also think he's kind of an idiot.
Maybe not an idiot, but just like a wild card.
Just
loose cannon.
Yes, loose cannon. So he says that, and I'm like, I guess I'm not surprised that you said something so stupid, even though you know so much more about film and cinema than any of us could possibly ever know. But you mentioned Dano not matching Daniel Day-Lewis. The best Daniel Day-Lewis movies for me are also Paul Thomas Anderson ones. It's There Will Be Blood and it's Phantom Thread. And they're both instances of a character or another actor, Vicky Creeps in Phantom Thread, Paul Dano in this, like kind of matching wits with him. Obviously, they don't completely match the performance of Daniel Day-Lewis because he's the best. It's like a McCartney-Lennon thing where like you're like, holy shit, there were two of those guys in the same band. That's incredible. Then you're pressed on it and you're like, obviously Paul McCartney's a little more talented than John Lennon. Obviously Daniel Day-Lewis is better than Vicky Creeps. Obviously he's better than Paul Dano. But those two did something no one else can do, which is like fucking hang with that guy.
And like if the criticism is that like they're not matching like sort of the strength of the character, that's fucking intentional.
Well, that's what
like
that's what I
Daniel
brought up
Day-Lewis
yesterday.
in both of those movies, in particular, Phantom Thread and There Will Be Blood, play like this master conniving powerhouse egocentric person who is supposed to dominate the other person. And that is the fucking story and part of the plot.
Yeah, if you want to call him like a little baby, like you don't get the scene of him like crawling for his life on the bowling alley. It's like shrieking or whatever from like The Rock. Like you don't get it from like
would be awesome.
some big man who's like got this super dominant personality. Like all the criticisms that Tarantino laid towards Dano were like exactly what he was supposed to do for that role.
Right. I think that Paul Dano, 10 out of 10 performance in that movie in particular. Insane thing to say from Tarantino. Did you see it was dug up by KFC that there's some speculation that this is a personal feud between Tarantino and Dano.
Shocker.
Because Dano turned down a role in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood that Tarantino was trying to give him and had an issue with how much of the foot fetish was included in the role that Dano was supposed to play.
That would make sense. I mean, obviously, this sounds like a personal thing because I'm a nerd. I've heard clips of Quentin Tarantino talking about There Will Be Blood, and he says all the same things. He talks about the set piece. He talks about the fire. He talks about how he told Paul Thomas Anderson, this is as close to a perfect movie as I've ever seen, blah, 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 like all these things. And he said he hits all these things, and he's never said, but it sucked but Paul Dano sucked in it.
Yeah.
He's never said like this guy's fucking weak and taking these digs at him, taking out the Austin Butler part of it. Like I don't bring up Austin Butler there because then you're making everybody point out that Austin Butler is not an amazing actor.
I don't know if Austin Butler is or is not an amazing actor. It's a weird pull for him to just be like, this role would be better with Austin Butler in it.
It also wouldn't though. like Austin Butler is too much of a I don't want to say too much of a man because that sounds like I'm insulting.
No, I know what you're saying. He would try to like
he's Elvis.
He would try to have a showdown with him,
yeah,
which is not really what that's
you
supposed to be.
You need somebody who's going to bend the knee to oh my God.
Daniel?
Yeah. Yeah. Like you need someone who's going to bend the knee to that character, not someone who's going to like try and be there an equal.
I think he perfectly plays sort of a house of cards because he is trying to project some sort of power. I think that one of their best scenes in the movie, they're not even really talking to each other. It's when Daniel visits the church to see Eli doing his thing, and he's doing the like, this woman has arthritis, let's get the devil out, and he's just like doing all this, and it's just all bullshit, and Daniel's just sitting there like, this is a fucking waste of time.
When he
and
comes to
I am
ask
going
for
to
money-
blow on this guy, and he is going to crumble.
When he comes to ask for the money and he's all tough and then immediately gets his shit smacked around, it's like, that's the character.
Yeah.
So Quentin Tarantino, disagree. It's usually not interesting to hear three people all agree on something, but it was important that we all say we stand with Dano, even though, like I said, I'm kind of a truther there where I'm like, if you say he's not one of the greats,
Paul Dano?
yeah, I agree with you.
For sure.
The rest of his career has disappointed me because of how good he was in that one movie.
I wouldn't say it's disappointed me. I think that I would say he's very good. Good to very good. And then in one or two roles, he was great.
Yeah.
And we're talking about the role in which he was great. So
It's a good thing.
Weird place to pick.
It's a good thing that we're talking about movies because we are overdue to have a conversation about AMC. If you do not know this, the three of us are AMC boys. We get the pass, the $30 a month.
A-listers.
A-list life. We cut the line. It's very nice.
We
get
spit on the
discount.
plebes.
Yeah, whole thing. Pete, you've been doing a lot of digging. You found this Misa story. Cracked that wide open.
Yep.
What else have you found?
I found that AMC is offering a new promotion this year called the Popcorn Pass. Popcorn Pass is you pay $30 flat fee with a little bit of tax, I think. $30 one-time
Just
fee.
a little tax.
A little tax.
Popcorn tax.
A light tax. A few small taxes. Popcorn Pass gets you 50% off a large popcorn every day for one whole fucking year. One whole fucking year. You know who signed up for this?
You?
Me, fucking immediately. This pays for itself in like what, 4 trips?
Yes, but
3-4 trips?
Here is something that we should know. We already do get discounted popcorn.
Yeah,
there.
so you already get the free size upgrade.
Yeah. That's still like $16.
Is it that much?
Let's see. I bet that 50% off the biggest size is more savings than paying the medium size for the biggest size.
AMC large popcorn. This was 3 years ago.
We can do it right now in the app.
$10.29.
I was about to look at the app.
3 years ago it was over $10. So it's got to be like $15 right now.
I think it's typically, I generally pay like $17 when I get a popcorn and soda at the movies.
A large popcorn is $10.79.
$10.79. All right.
A regular popcorn is $9.79. So that's what A-listers would pay for a large popcorn is $9.79.
All right.
But assuming that you don't get to stack the discounts, you're going to be paying like $6 or $5.50, $6.
So
for
5 trips it'll pay for itself.
a large popcorn.
Now, a question that I have is, do you need to attend a movie to get this discount? Because we have a friend who lives
that's a
in
good point.
Alberta who likes to go to the movies to get popcorn
Yeah, been there.
and then fuck off, as it were. We're talking about, of course, the great Liam Horriban. He and his lovely lady go to the movies, get popcorn, and then say, fuck this. We got what we
I
wanted.
did a lot during the pandemic because it became a big thing in Arizona
Yeah.
for like Harkins. They have the curbside popcorn. You get a huge bag of it.
QP, I know he's a famously Canadian boy, would order hot dogs from the AMC and have them delivered via Uber Eats.
That is
That
no, it's cool. I mean,
I guess it depends on what your hot dog selection is.
live and let live, brother.
Yeah. I guess if those are the hot dogs, like hot dogs are one of those things that like it could just be in a movie theater that is the best local hot dog.
Dude, I don't know like if Costco does Uber Eats or whatever, but if they did delivering those Costco hot dogs for like $1.50, I would tip my Uber driver $10 to have those hot dogs like every day.
That's one of those things, though, kind of like a Thanksgiving dinner where, like, do you want to do that outside of
Yeah.
the actual environment?
Yeah, because like the environment is not
It's kind of
anything
dog shit.
special.
It kind of actually ruins it. To be
Like if I had a
honest.
Costco hot dog on my couch while watching a movie, oh brother, I would have 6 of them.
I
I
understand
agree.
that.
I Costco specifically, but like
Yeah.
a Fenway Frank, I don't want to eat that outside of Fenway. Like I would,
Yeah.
it'd be fine, but like it's definitely made by the fact that I'm sitting in those shitty ass wooden chairs.
Yeah, no, the Costco food court
It's
area
the most
is
disgusting place on the planet.
Yeah, it's a lawless land.
But that's part of. I understand that you kind of make the moment what it's going to be. The moment is the hot dog. It's not the environment. But I also think that it would kind of strip away some of the ceremony of being in Costco, seeing all those huge ass carts.
I agree with it in theory, but I'm a little bit like too.
It feels like you've earned it when you get it at Costco.
But the Costco food courts are always dirty, and I don't like that. Like it removes from the experience to an extent that I don't enjoy it because I don't like being in dirty, messy places.
Someone in the chat noting that we say popcorn. You should hear what we say off the podcast, okay?
lot worse.
We say far worse, okay? We're Pete. When Pete gets going on, what's your
January
thing?
6th?
Politics is.
Yes.
Pete's like big into politics.
Uh-huh.
Has all these takes. Shows us some interesting stuff. I kid. Yeah, popcorn and hot dogs. It is what we say. We do be like that.
So you guys gonna be popcorn pass, fellas?
No, I'm not. I wouldn't use it enough. It would. The reality is, I don't use my A list enough for it to be worth it.
I like to flex at AMC, so yes.
But yeah,
I think that it's unnecessary, and like
Yeah, definitely.
the further I get removed from purchasing the popcorn pass, I feel like I don't need it. But I think it's cool to have it.
Yeah, and I mean, like you said, if you do end up using it a couple times, like it will pay for itself. The question is, are you going to be just getting popcorn? Like if you're going out of your way to get popcorn that you otherwise wouldn't have gotten, then you got.
Yeah, I feel like I'm probably going to end up getting bullied into getting popcorn every time that I go to the movies now, whereas before I get it like as like a special treat once in a while. Now I'm like, fuck, I have to get a large popcorn.
I will say I would have rather this have been $50 or $60 and it be free popcorn. Because the fact that I'm still going to have to show up and give them money for this popcorn makes me feel like I'm not going to want to use it as much as I otherwise would have.
I'll tell you who
the
biggest,
popcorn is going to taste better knowing that I paid half
that is
price for
true.
it, though.
the biggest winner of this, if I get it, is Raisinets, because they do not have Raisinets pass. And there is no greater combo, personally, with popcorn than Raisinets. Raisinets and popcorn, if you do the ratio, you try to do like 2 pieces of popcorn to 1 Raisinette, that in your mouth is like sex in your mouth.
I think there's famously sex for your mouth.
I don't know about that, but
Yes, you do. You watch Heated Rivalry.
I
There's a lot of sex in the mouth.
don't know about that, but it's like sex in the mouth.
Okay. I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy M&Ms because I love M&Ms in my popcorn. And
That gives it a little crunch.
I like a gummy in my popcorn. A
gummy?
Yeah, not like like gummy worms or something.
Because
like that.
famously, Phil the folks
I don't like chocolate, and I'm allergic to peanuts.
Yeah.
So my selections get real limited, but I like a little sweet and sour.
okay.
Or if I'm at home, I get the thing of popcorn loaded up with hot sauce and Parmesan cheese. Banger.
Wow.
Banger. Just shake it up in the bag.
Oh, yeah, that's so good.
Banger.
You ever
Someone in
done
the-
Old Bay with popcorn?
No, I've never had Old Bay, but I've heard.
What?
great
What?
things. Yeah.
Old Bay slaps.
I know. I've heard.
Old Bay
amazing.
is my Frank's Red Hot. I put that
Frank's
shit
Red Hot.
on
Same.
everything.
Frank's Red Hot is my Frank's Red Hot.
Mike in the chat says, my mom's friend Joanne says, popcorn. Everybody in the chat, say who says popcorn weird and say how they say it. I want the chat to just all be, my daughter says this. I like also just talk about my mom's friend Joanne.
Does she own a fabric store by any chance?
Joann's Fabrics.
Yeah.
I've been hammering, not Joanne's, apologies. I've been hammering Michael's of late.
Sexist.
Yeah.
That's usually Pete's thing.
That's right.
I just like Michael's a little more.
Actually-
DJ's very progressive. He's not hammering Joanne. He's hammering Mike.
Yeah. Shout out Heated Rivalry.
Hockey is for everyone.
Yeah, people forget. Very good. Agreed on the Raisinets, says the shadier twin. Although if you also get Milk Duds, it's just above and beyond. I won't lie, I have gotten 2 chocolatey candies with popcorn before. It's a little excessive for, what was it, for Oppenheimer. I spent damn near $80, I believe, on shit because like this is a long ass
Strap in,
movie.
yeah.
I'm getting popcorn. I'm getting Raisinets. I got my second choice candy there is always the cookie dough bites.
Yeah,
I got all of that
frozen
shit.
only.
I think I got one of those like plates of salami and shit. Just
Let
let it run.
I used to get the AMC charcuterie board, which is
didn't
just
know that
a
was a thing.
pre-packaged cracker and like
Yeah,
salami.
that.
The last time that I got that, do you know the story? The last time that I ever bought that at the movies was during a quiet place.
You're just over there crunching.
I was eating like the loudest fucking crackers during a quiet place. It was so
That's
uncomfortable.
awesome.
It would take me 5 minutes per fucking cracker because I'd just be like,
Isn't that specifically why popcorn is a movie theater thing? Because it's so quiet?
it makes sense. Makes sense. I've never ordered the charcuterie board since.
That's so fucking
Worst
funny.
movie for a possible loud snack ever.
I did nachos at the Whale, and it did not feel good.
You can't,
Yeah.
They got it. You just can't do chips.
Yeah,
It can't be a crunchy thing.
If you're AMC, you can't be doing concessions during the Whale.
Yeah.
It might be true too. But like, I feel like it's one, like, you shouldn't be selling stuff that's going to obviously be loud. Like, you got to have a little self-awareness, I guess.
Grace J in the chat says, you aren't sneaking in your candy. I mean, this is no disrespect to you, Grace. You probably know this, so I'm not trying to talk down to you. The first 2 weeks, I believe, that a movie is in theaters, theater isn't really making money off that movie.
Yeah.
So that's why they kind of screw you on the concessions. So I always try to get something to
Same.
toss the, and I know that we're just one person, we're not making a huge difference, but ideally people are buying concessions in movies because like, we've already seen it change in our lifetimes. You used to be able to catch a movie at all hours of the day, and now it's more like the movies start at 4 instead of noon at some places. So we want to keep theaters open. We want to keep going there. Tom Cruise voice.
It's like buying merch at a concert, even though you know it's fucking too expensive. You don't really need the physical music. It
helps
supporting
them.
the band. Yeah.
I haven't paid for candy at a movie theater in several years. Shout out CVS. Fuck AMC.
I mean, like, I think that there is respect in both approaches.
I have no time.
I have no problem if you want to sneak your candy into the movie theater, but I don't want to see movie theaters do poorly. I mean, movie theaters are very important to me. I want to see them succeed.
That's
and
fine.
if I need to buy my fucking snacks there
If
to
it
help
was
that cause, I will do it.
If it was a local theater, sure. Fuck a corporation. Fuck a billionaire, and fuck the millionaires that make the movies. Respectfully.
AMC is like a good corporation in my mind, though. I don't know. I don't have any like
every
basis of
theater,
that.
every AMC in the Boston area is kind of dog shit.
Ah!
Causeway one's decent. Causeway one's solid. But
Boston-
Assembly Row and Boston Commons suck.
Boston is in a bad spot with their AMC seats. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, the seats are all fucked up. They're all
They
torn up
don't
from
have
dog
the
shit.
reclining ones.
Yes.
Burlington, you can get them, and then most other places, it is a real crapshoot.
Yes.
I'm definitely making a quote graphic though of Sean saying "Shout out CVS," and it says Sean DePaz on going to the movies. Shout out CVS. Okay, very good. Let's get to the slate. Let's see it. All right, 5-gamer. Not the best, not the worst is how I'll put it. You got the Dallas Stars visiting the Devils at 7 p.m. Eastern. You got the Jets at the Canadiens at 7:30 p.m. Eastern in the United States and Canada. On TNT, you can watch the Philadelphia Flyers host the Buffalo Sabres at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And on TNT, you can watch the Ducks host the Mammoth. That's I'm going to be watching those two TNT games for sure. And then the Tuck is the Sharks hosting the Capitals. Should note, the Tuck is probably going to be the Ducks game because the TNT game also at 10. It'll probably start a little later as a result of the Flyers and the Sabres. So that is that. A- boys, easy A-, but not a horrible slate.
No, I think that this is actually like a fairly decent slate for games that like I don't fully care about. I suppose, weird way of putting it, but like structure is awesome here, and there's no games that I'm throwing in the trash.
Obviously,
Yes.
I'm watching it because of the Sabres. I'm excited to watch the Philadelphia Flyers. I have not really done that this year.
Said you.
Yeah, I think like you might be the only person that has said
I
that.
want to see if Trevor Zegras can do anything interesting.
He's definitely not going to make anybody flinch.
Well, we know that. But
That'd be a
also,
real tough look if the Sabres
I was going to say,
flinched.
this is famously maybe the softest team in hockey, or at least was prior to the arrival of Josh Doan. So
Aiden in the chat says that the Ducks and
Yeah.
Mammoth is a Pete Sean Jersey Bowl.
Yeah, true.
and
Because
it's
you just got-
well, I was going to now you're hosting, so it would be the colors flipped, but yeah.
Eileen says, why isn't Dallas and the Devils not the early TNT game? Eileen, I'm looking out for you, pal. That's Avalanche fan stuff.
Should throw out the slate again? I mean,
No,
I
I
guess
mean,
just in
she's
terms of like
I'm joking.
appeal, yeah.
I know you're joking, but like it is a.
I mean,
Why did they choose
that is-
Buffalo and Philly?
That's a good question. I think that is a very fair question.
There had to have been like a box getting ticked somewhere where they're like, we got to throw these teams their national game.
It's do they come up with the schedule first and then assign the national games? Because if so, that would be the explanation maybe that TNT wants a 7:30.
I think those times, I feel like the time would not be what dictates it there, but I obviously don't really know.
Stacey Faye says, I'm going to see Rob Thomas at a casino tonight. My slate is an A.
Oh,
Stacey,
yeah.
yes it is.
Oh yeah,
Yes it is. Very good.
I'm the biggest Rob Thomas fan. Have you listened to his episode with Soder?
No, I want to though.
It is a great time. He seems like the coolest fucking ghoul.
Seems awesome. A couple of super chats to still get to. Chunkiest Castle says, just wanted to say, bastard from a basket. Love y'all. Thank you very much. Chiefs Meefies says, hey y'all. Random thought I had. Both the 2019 Bolts and 2023 Bruins set regular season records, but were beaten in the first round. What are the odds it happens to the Avs if they keep up this pace? Let's see. Who would they have on their case? They could have the Sharks on their case. They could have the Blackhawks on their case. They could have the Oilers on their case.
Famously, the last time the Avs got upset in the first round, it was to a bunch of young upstarts in the Seattle Kraken.
Depending on who that would be, it wouldn't count. If the Avalanche set a crazy record and then played a team that makes the playoffs every year in the first round and that team won, I'd be like, eh.
Yeah, but I do think that there is something to the element of just like cruising through the regular season.
You know what that would be fun would be? If the Avalanche set the record. Are they on pace to set the record, by the way?
I mean,
Are they in the conversation?
I'd imagine they've won
Maybe,
regulation
yeah.
loss.
Like the Bruins 2023 literally, or not literally, but close to literally. Like it felt like they won every game they played, which
Yeah.
is kind of where the Avalanche are right now.
The
which is
Avalanche
why
are
they're not
on
a hot
pace
team.
for 4 regulation losses this season.
Crazy. If the Avalanche did that and then lost in the first round to the Jets, that'd be cool as shit.
That would be awesome.
Fuck, I actually said something that was negative about the Avalanche.
I mean, it would be awesome in the sense that like Connor Hellebuck shows up for the first time, dominates like the best regular season team of all time. Let's do that.
Nemesnikov, Conn Smythe, loading.
That's right.
It would be amazing. Very good. That slate is an A-. Here's the game that we want to talk about, though. We want to talk about redoing the Ducks and the Ducks and the Mammoth?
I like the Ducks Mammoth over.
Ducks Mammoth over. Give it to me, Sean. This, of course, is brought to you by Sports Interaction Sportsbook and Casino. Every game is your game. When you bet with Sports Interaction, bet the action on every period, every shift, every shot with Canada's homegrown sportsbook. Sports Interaction, Ontario only, 18 plus. Please play responsibly. All right. The over-under in that game is what, Sean? Is that 6?
It is 6.5.
It's 6.5.
Oh, wrong one. Sorry.
Wrong one. 6.5 for Utah and Anaheim. Anaheim, I believe, did not come through last time we jumped on there over on Monday, I think, when they were playing who were they playing after the Blackhawks? They were playing a team that gives up a lot of goals.
The Blues.
They were playing the Blues, and wait, how did that not? Oh, it was because they pulled
the Blues
Binnington after
didn't
2.
score. Yeah.
They got Binnington out of there too early. They
That's
were going to
right.
do it, but it didn't work out. So we're riding with the Ducks again as they take on a Utah team that isn't scoring a bajillion goals, I would not say. They're having troubles of their own.
Yeah, I mean, the Mammoth are in a bad way, but I still believe in them as being a team that can come up big, especially against an Anaheim team that doesn't play amazing defense, and their goaltending situation is not ideal right now.
Right. Dostal is hurt. Somebody reported that, I think it might have been Frank, like, keep an eye on Utah at the deadline. I love them having a weird season being like, no, look, we are taking that step this year one way or another. Okay, every game is your game when you bet with Sports Interaction. From puck drop to overtime, bet with live odds on every play with easy deposits and payouts. Go to sportsinteraction.com/whatchaos to open an account. Ontario only, 19 plus. Please play responsibly. Lastly, this was in the rundown, but we forgot to hit it. We got Austin Matthews here right now. Why? because there's another weird bobblehead Austin Matthews situation. We got this when we started the show. We got it from Foco.
Yeah. Yep.
Amazing, big, weird Austin Matthews bobblehead. Someone's just like...
This one is like a good Austin Matthews bobblehead. Like, it's
Austin Matthews
it's a
should have
weird,
played.
goofy, big-ass head. Sean, you want to punch in on this one? Like, it's funny because the head is so fucking big, but it kind of looks like Austin Matthews.
And then
right?
there's-
Like, great bobblehead grade?
Definitely more than the one we're about to show.
Yes.
Give us the other one.
Oh, my God.
What are we looking at here?
That's not Austin Matthews.
Who is the video game streamer or internet personality that like kind of looks like that?
I don't know. To me, he looks like Robert Thomas.
Robert Thomas. What the fuck?
Robert Thomas, the St. Louis Blue?
Yeah.
Okay.
He does not look like Robert Thomas there. That's a stray for Robert
Sean,
Thomas.
No way.
I just texted you. Grab that, please. Why? What do you you think that it's bad for Robert Thomas to look like that?
No, I'm saying it looks like Robert Thomas. It just looks like way more like Robert Thomas than it does Austin Matthews.
I've got a weird one. It just dawned on me when we saw this now, so I apologize that I'm putting you on the spot to pull it up. But as Sean is publishing it now, do we know who this is?
No.
That is Aladdin's father, Kasim. And you see him in the...
Respectfully,
what?
Wood.
Oh, yeah. He's a good-looking guy.
Yeah.
He is in He's in Aladdin the King of Thieves, which is the third Aladdin movie. That's kind of what that bobblehead looks like.
No.
No?
No, because I
He
said
doesn't think that bobblehead
Wood.
looks like anything.
I say that Wood.
And you would not to this bobblehead?
No, that is a fucked up bobblehead. That is. You think those two things look alike?
Well, I guess because their skin color isn't the same.
You're not seeing this?
No.
That looks way more like him than it does Austin Matthews.
I mean,
It's got the same
it
facial
could not
hair, the
look
same-
less like Austin Matthews.
It's got the same hair. That looks just like Robert Thomas.
No,
All right,
it
Sean.
doesn't.
It doesn't look just like
I mean,
him?
obviously, it's a fucking caricature, but like that looks way more like Robert Thomas than any NHL player you're gonna find me.
Everybody submit to Pete on Twitter because I don't want to see it.
Yes, everybody submit to me on Twitter.
Yes, submit to Pete. Send Pete every player that you think that bobblehead could look like. And then if he remembers, Pete will reveal his findings tomorrow.
Perfect.
All in all, though, they did Matthews dirty because that's not what he looks like.
Definitely not what he looks like. That looks nothing like.
All right. Well, this has been a great show, and it's been a great week so far. We had a blast yesterday with everything, and the fun don't stop. It continues on tomorrow. Thank you to everybody. Make sure that you are subscribed everywhere you can be, especially on YouTube. We really want those YouTube subs, and we've been picking them up. So thank you to everybody who has joined our little party. It's a good time, and we're glad to have you here. We will continue it tomorrow. Talk to you then. Bye-bye. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to What Chaos here on YouTube. You will get everything, daily episodes, player interviews, and so much more. It's all here on the What Chaos YouTube. Hit subscribe.